This episode of the HoneyDew is brought to you by Upstart, Manscaped, and RAYCON. More on that later. Let's get into the dew.
The HoneyDew with Ryan Sickler.
Welcome back to the HoneyDew, y'all. We're over here doing it in the Night Pants Studios. I'm Ryan Sickler, RyanSickler.com, Ryan Sickler on all social media. Thank you guys. Every week, I thank you for your support. I genuinely mean it. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. All right, you guys watching. If you're watching, just hit subscribe. Subscribe it up over there. We've got the time code so you can jump through stories. You see something you like, you can jump there. Look down in the descriptions down there where all the sponsors and stuff are. The Patreon audience is still growing. I thank you for your support on that. I know I say it all the time. It's $5 a month. And I say all the time that $60 is a lot a year. I know it is. There's a utility bill. People are on unemployment. Shit's going on. I get it. If you're in for the long haul and you can afford it, you can save money. You can save over a month of free episodes if you sign up for a year. Patreon gives you that option now. So if you or anyone you know has a story that needs to be heard, please submit at honeydewpodcast@gmail.com. All right? Social media, go make sure you subscribe to the Facebook fan page. The honeydewpodcast.com is the website. That's where the merch is. You guys are ripping it up out there in Night Pants Nation. I'm telling you, we sold out the material for the Night Pants. We had to get some different colors, so you got some options in there. Champion sweats now, stepping it up for you, all right? Hoodies, all that. It's cold. Get yourself some shit. Christmas is coming. I record here every week at the Santa Monica Music Center. So if you need musical instruments, or if you need lessons, or your kids need them, or you want to take a lesson with your kid, this is the spot. You can get music lessons online from local Los Angeles musicians. All right, here's what you do. Go to santamonicamusic.com. Use my code HoneyDew. They will waive the registration fee and give you one free lesson when you sign up for a package. All right, that's the biz. There it is right there. Now, if you're new to the show, what we do over here is we highlight the lowlights, and I always say these are the stories behind the storytellers. It is a pleasure to have this guest return here. I've been trying to make this happen for a little while. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the HoneyDew. Adam Ferrara, everybody.
Thank you, brother.
Welcome back, brother.
Good to see you, my
It's
friend.
great to see you.
And this is great. The new studio is great, and I'm on the mic.
You're on the mic.
I'm on the mic.
Let them all know.
Let them all. We're on the mic.
Everybody's got a problem.
Yeah, he's funny, but I can't hear. I'm on the mic.
Before we get into anything, please plug it all. Plug it all.
Plug it all.
Right
Okay.
At the top.
Well, the Adam Ferrara podcast, 30 minutes you'll never get back. You can get wherever you get your podcast. My dear friend Ryan Sickler's been on there. I don't know when this drops, but coming up, Ralph Macchio.
That's great. I love
he's
that.
Sweet guy.
I mean, do you know him from? Do you?
We
go
did a
back
movie
with
together.
him?
Yeah,
Okay.
we did a movie together, and then it was just when Cobra Kai was coming out, so he was telling me about it. And you know, when you're on a set, it's heightened reality, and you're working with your emotions, so you get close. Whatever emotion is happening on a set between people gets elevated.
Yes.
So it I love you. I hate that motherfucker. Either way, it's going to get bigger. So we just became friends because we played friends in the movie, childhood friends, and it was just us for the whole second act, the two of us running around Queens. So he was telling me about Cobra Kai because it was just when that was starting to happen. And I called him when I started the podcast, and he said, yeah, let me do it when I can promote stuff. So yeah, he did one for me. Nathan Lane did one for me, which was great.
Yeah,
your
huge.
episode was great.
Thank you. I had fun doing it.
Yeah, it was great. It was just two of us in the garage. You know.
Oh,
that's my ride. I got it.
That's a little pause for the call.
Yeah, and the siren was on the mic. We don't want to hear you bitching.
Siren's too quiet.
So yeah, if you're a sports fan, I had Joe Buck on.
Yeah,
which was great. Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon from PTI.
You had them both?
I had them both on. Yeah, I got Michael Imperioli coming up. Paul Reiser. So it's nice, and you know, we get to talk to our friends, and we get to. This gives us an entree to reach out to people you wouldn't
ever
really
but
have
also
a conversation
people I'm
with.
A fan of who I don't know. You know, I didn't know you prior to doing this.
Yeah,
I didn't know you, and I really connected with you. I really have a good time talking to you. And the other thing too is like, you know, even though I do know some of these people, I don't. When you sit down, I'm like, I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
I've been working comedy with you for 10 years, and I know you. I've hung out with you, but I don't know this about you. You know, so I've enjoyed finding out new things about old friends that I didn't know about.
I didn't know Paul Reiser was a classical pianist.
Is he really?
Yeah, he plays a classical piano. He played the piano for his music, for the music for Mad About You.
Really?
Yeah. And the story was he was in an airport with Helen Hunt, and Don was the producer from Bonnie Raitt, the Stones, and everything. They knew each other, and he's like, I don't have any music. I'm working on this thing. He's like, come to my studio. He goes, in New York? Yeah, I'm landing. He goes, come tonight, and they just did it.
No shit.
Yeah, they tried to get Lyle Lovett to sing it. He passed. Then when it came back, he did it again. Okay. Lyle Lovett went, I kicked myself. I didn't fucking do it. I wore out Lyle Lovett and his large band. That album,
yeah.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
All right, so tell me what's going on with you, man.
What's going on? We're talking about I don't know if you knew this about me. I know last time I said we talked about therapy, but do you get panic attacks?
I had what I thought was a panic attack, but when I described it, people said, hey, no.
It's a heart attack.
You're dying, motherfucker.
You sure it's not in my mind?
I don't know why this motherfucking arm, my jaw's killing me. This shit's. I can't lift my arm up to touch my hurt jaw. Oh shit! No, people basically said, "Yo, you're new to this. A panic attack is crippling. What you had was a mild panic attack, but to me it did not feel mild because it was my first anything ever like that. I was with Segura on tour. We're in Atlantic City at this what is it? I can't remember the newest casino there. It's gorgeous.
Borgata.
No, it's. I can't remember now. We did so many goddamn shows, but we're going up these escalators, and I say these escalators because it's this one.
Yeah.
And then it's this one.
Oh, yeah, and you don't like escalators.
And then it's this one. And now I'm like,
okay.
And I'm looking over the side, and we're way and there's still one more to go. And I'm like, and I start saying shit like, man, if I fell off this, I could die. And some stranger behind me is like, dude, why are you saying that? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And then when we got on that next one, I couldn't breathe. I sat down. I faced everybody on the escalator. I put my hands like this. I just breathed. I was like, just tell me when I'm close to the top so I can turn around and fucking step off this thing. And I started getting, and what tipped it off was that my daughter had almost got hit by a car. Okay. And it was a close call that just unnerved me and just fucked me up. And I talked to Dr. Drew about it. He sent me to EMDR therapy. And basically she's like, look, you've been fine. Yeah. But that anxiety's been lying there dormant, and that moment right there is what popped it all up, and it was like surprise. And I got scared to fly. I used to put music on, and we'd shoot down that runway, and I'd feel like a fucking rock star. Yeah. Now I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking around. I'm listening to every squeak. I'm like, those wheels don't sound good going up. They don't sound normal. I get so fucked. I'm like, oh.
This is your pilot speaking. You're drunk, aren't you? You're drunk.
Pay attention, man. Get off the radio.
Stop talking to me.
Fly the plane, goddamn.
I don't want to hear hold my beer.
That's how I started to feel. And I started to sit in the aisle so I could walk more and get up. And then she, through therapy with her, she was like, look, it's not real. Because what I told her was, when my daughter almost got hit, I couldn't stop thinking about what didn't happen. She goes, there it is right there.
Yeah.
She goes, she called it future tripping. I've talked about it on the show. And she's like, I said I couldn't. For 2 weeks, I saw a brutal, ugly event in my mind that didn't happen. Yeah. And that's what she's like, you're conditioned to the trauma from your past of making you feel a certain way. And what you're feeling are the feelings that this anxiety is dredging up. You're not really feeling what you felt, because you should feel relief. Nothing happened. You know, she's safe, whatever. And then I went to therapy for a while, really started working on it. I had to fly during it. I was like, I'm not hiding from this. Like, I'm going to tell you how I do. I'm going to be back here. I'm getting on that fucking flight. I would start watching planes in the air, waiting to see if one would just go, I was having a
parking lot. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this myself.
Like, it was literally just.
I told you.
I was flying a kite with my daughter in Playa, and you can see all the planes take off there. And I watched everyone take off. And I watched to see if anyone had mechanical problems or any of this shit. I started researching all of it.
Oh,
that I had
went
never
off.
done before. Yeah, and it was all about that fear of losing someone and death and dying. Like, I'm worried about crashing. I'm worried about falling off these heights. I was never scared of heights before. I wouldn't cross these crazy bridges and shit. Like, fuck, I'll sit in the car. I'll sit in the car guy. Yeah. And I worked on it, and I kept working on it. I'm still working on it, but I knew that I was better when I was having dinner at my daughter's mother's house one night, and there's the three of us, and my daughter gets up, and she just walks away from the table, and we're talking, and I just think she's going to use the restroom, but then she comes back, and she's red and starting and grabbing her throat, and her mom's like, "Are you choking?" And she didn't know what to do. I got up, Heimlich, boom, flew right out, done. And I didn't panic. I didn't freak out. I didn't start thinking about, oh my God, if I didn't get that out, or what if I wasn't here? None of it. So I knew the therapy worked and was working, and I just knew I need to just keep that shit in mind, that this is what I'm feeling is not what's happening. It's from other shit.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think there's any value or in any healing kind of energy in the fact that your daughter was in trouble and you got to her and you didn't panic and you were able to save her, and that was a closure of
it felt like
more
it could have been a closure. Yes, it felt like control. It felt like knowing what to do, like everything slowed down. I was like, you were a lifeguard, you got this, you know how to do a Heimlich. I gave her a pop shit shot right out. And I know that she's got the little sternum, so I didn't go hard. You know, I knew where to position it, all that stuff.
So you
it all came
prepared.
back.
Your preparation met that moment.
It did.
And she coughed out an airplane.
And boom. And then next day I go to school.
I'm healed. Look what my daughter did.
And like the dads are like, I heard you saved your daughter's life. And I was like, it's nothing. You know what I mean? It's nothing. Yeah. If it wasn't for me, she'd be dead. She wouldn't be here today. I'll tell you that. It'd be an absentee day.
Yeah. Well, what you describe is the way to describe it to me. It's like you had that anxiety, you had that trauma, and it needed a place to go. So it's like that wore away, for lack of a better term, your emotional immune system. So you had a cold, you had that big trauma, and then when that little door opened, aha! You know, it's like Sonic the Hedgehog shit is out running around.
Like it had just been chilling.
Yeah.
On vacation for like 20 years.
But I didn't know what mine was. The first one I got, I was just.
But also, let me say this is why I said I thought I had a panic attack on that escalator, and that's what people were like. You had a mild panic attack.
How is that mild?
I don't know.
The story terrified me.
Apparently, a lot of people have felt like they were having literal heart attacks. Even went to the hospital and stuff like that. I knew I didn't need to go to the hospital. I just didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Okay.
You know.
Shit. Then I had mild. Like I didn't go to a hospital because I wasn't gonna go.
It doesn't feel mild. That's what I try to explain.
It feels
like,
trauma.
especially when you don't even know, you've never had this.
No, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't. My thing was,
Where were you?
The first time it hit me, I was in my apartment in New York, and
How old are you?
I gotta be. I'm gonna say I'm 30.
Okay, you're young. Yeah
30. And I had a corporate gig for Affleck in Jersey. Right, so I had to go do that. So I remember, all right, I got up in the morning. Ryan, I don't know what the fuck triggered it, but holy shit. And then I'm sitting there going, did someone dose me? You know, I didn't know what it was. And I just
literally out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, it was shaking. I wasn't aware enough to know what was going on in my life where, this must be a reaction to. It was like I didn't have the tools to come up with any kind of reason. But I knew I had to do something. I was like nervous. I had to get out of the apartment. I went to the gig. It was 2:00 in the afternoon. I drove to the gig. That was there at 8 o'clock at night.
This?
Yeah, because I didn't know what to do. I knew I had to get to that gig, and I was so nervous. I guess I latched on to work. I'm going to lose the gig. I drove to New Jersey. I was there at 3:30 in the parking lot
for an 8 o'clock.
For an 8 o'clock gig. For Affleck. The fucking duck didn't even show up yet. There's nobody in the parking lot. They're not even set up. I drove back home again because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, okay, now that I'm here, I needed to give myself an assignment to do something because I didn't know what to do. And I was terrified. And the gig went fine. Nobody knew. But inside, I was screaming. Inside, it was like, and all I heard was Pink Floyd. You know, the lunatic is in your head. Because it felt like that. It was a distant kind of feeling.
So I want to ask you about that real quick because for me, the saving grace for me has been the stage. It has
Yes.
not mattered what I've been going through. That amount of time, whether I'm up there for 15 minutes or an hour, it all goes away.
Yeah.
But you said you felt it during that
During that, I
performance.
did it,
What
but
is that like? How do you even fucking concentrate on what you want to say? I can't even imagine feeling what I felt on, excuse me, that escalator and trying to be on stage. I don't know how you even pulled that off.
It was a distant feeling. I was watching myself do it.
Okay, I was going to say you feel disconnected and you're out there. Yeah.
Disconnected out there, but it was like I wasn't, and I was still able to work the crowd and stuff.
So you're present.
I was present there. I was here.
Yeah.
But I was watching that guy do it here, right? And then what really helped me after that was listening to my act, because I audio tape everything. Listening to my act, and I was talking to Dana Gould about this, and Dana said, "Oh, you became a character in your head." Because when I listened to my act, I went, "Oh, that's who I am." Because you don't know, I didn't know who I was. I don't know if you experienced that, but I didn't, I'm fucking lost. I don't know who I was, but listening to my act, I went, "Oh, that's who I am." So, and Dana pointed out that I became a character in my head, so that kind of gave me something to hold on to.
Yeah, he's one of the smart guys in comedy. He's a little bit smart.
And I said I got to miss the big words.
I remember I had him on a while back or I did his show actually, and I saw him years ago in this Volvo station wagon, and I saw him on Laurel Canyon. We're both going down 2-lane, and it's creeping traffic, and I see him talking into a little cassette recorder,
right?
And I was like, oh my God, he's doing that's Dana Gould. He's doing what I do. I put those micro cassettes back in there. I got all my ideas on this, and he's doing it. I thought, man, you're on the right path. And I go to his show, and I'm like, man, this was years and years ago. You had that Volvo station wagon. He's like, look out in the garage. He still had that shit, dude. I loved it. I go, that was the one right there. That was it, bro.
I was driving. When I was on Top Gear, I would get these press cars, so I could drive them for a couple of days, and then
you offered to let me drive that far. I couldn't get there. I was so devastated. It was a Mustang.
It was a Shelby GT350.
God,
I was like, dude, get over here! I got it for 3 days.
I'm devastated.
So I'm driving when the CTSV came out, the Cadillac. Right? They sent me the coupe, and I'm driving it. And
wait, real quick, when you get that Bronco, let me know.
The new one?
Yeah. Let me know.
That looks fun.
It does.
The other thing, I don't know about the front face of it, because it looks like it's surprised it's back too.
Like, hey,
it's the headlights are just too big. Hey,
it's their new, they're getting rid of. Well, I have the Edge, and they're getting rid of that for the Bronco. But I'm like, you're leaning way into the off-road shit right now, big time on that.
But they're going to do what they do with every Mustang. There's going to be different variants. You're going to get 9 different types. You can have
the family Ford Bronco.
Yeah,
shit.
so they're going to do all of that, but. So I got the CTSV, and I like Cadillacs because, look at me. Let's be honest. So, and my wife, and this is the CTSV. I think at that point, I'm going to say 640 horsepower supercharged. I could be wrong on the horsepower. But it was nice. It had a manual transmission. And it had the Magna-Ride in it. Ferrari actually took the Magna-Ride from GM, which is you can adjust there's fluids in the shocks, and you turn a dial, and the metal filings, there's electrical current and metal filings in the fluid, and it stiffens up the suspension
in the car.
In the actual car.
Just
this was
a switch.
Yeah, it was just a thing. You put the electrical charge in, and the metal filings stiffen up the suspension. So I'm driving it, and my wife is like, "It's a Cadillac," and I said, "Yes, it is." And she's like, it's an old man's car. I said, "Honey, look, I know you think that this is an old Gindaloon's car, but this is a luxury coupe sports vehicle. This is a performance vehicle here." At that moment, we're going down Beverly Boulevard. Joe Pantaleone pulls up, lowers his window, and says, "So do you like it?"
It's a commercial.
It's
right
a commercial.
There.
Joey Pants. I'm trying to convince my wife I'm not an old Gindaloon.
And this old motherfucker
comes up. I go, why don't you just have Pavarotti ask me for a ride? But it's amazing who you see out here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's just you see people like I can't believe sometimes, especially when we get just doing the podcast and just seeing people in the wild. It's just amazing to me. I saw Cameron Manheim at a Bed Bath & Beyond, and she helped me with my SAG insurance because she's on the board. I was just talking to her, and and yeah. So in getting the panic attacks, I wanted to ask you about this. Did they come back? Did they recur after the you helped your daughter and you feel like you had closure? Did they come back at all?
They haven't, only because I've stayed away from heights and flights. You know,
but mine came back.
I'm built, but I'm not saying. I feel like when I start flying again, they're going to come back, because flying is. I also realize it's control, and but also with that, I realize how absurdly ridiculous it is that. You know, there's nothing I'm not going to walk up to that cockpit and be like, move, guys, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I can do. And I don't like that feeling of being at someone else's mercy, you know?
Well, how are you dealing with all this shit? Because when the pandemic hit, here's what I learned. Because of my crazy, I'm kind of aware of my crazy now, because what that panic attack did to me is it opened a door of me being, I got to fucking fix this. Because I was still working, and they started getting bad when I was on tour with Leary. We're doing a Rescue Me comedy tour, and I'm on a tour bus, and I'm getting panic attacks. I don't know what they are, and I don't know if you know this. There's a lot of cigarettes on the tour bus. There's no compassion.
I can imagine there's a lot of
not
nicotine
a lot of compassion
and no
on
compassion.
that bus. Yeah, and there's not a lot of open doors to talk about your feelings. Going, Dennis, you got a minute?
Yeah.
So I actually wrote a joke about, because they said you have to talk about it. That's the only way you get rid of it, is talk therapy and doing it. So I wrote a joke on the bus about it and did it that night. So that actually kind of helped. But in taking the control of everything, when this pandemic hit, it actually helped me, because I went, oh, look, I can't fucking blame myself for this. I can blame myself for a lot of shit, but I can't blame myself for this. But don't you think I tried? I was at the Improv in Chicago, March 15th. Before they shut everything down. And I got on a plane the next day, and it's all shut down. You got to get home. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, my crazy head just went, look what you did. Look what
you did.
Yeah. In my head, I caught myself thinking, I said, I wanted to be home. I wanted to spend more time with my wife. And I'm yelling at myself. I said, I meant series regular. I didn't mean global pandemic. Don't hang this shit on me. I would have taken recurring. Anything.
Special guest.
Fuck.
Give me every 4 episodes.
Yes. But that lack of control actually helped me, because being comfortable in uncertainty is what I've been trying to do now. Because there's no fucking control. We don't have any fucking control. I mean,
I've been talking about this too. Like, if it isn't the funniest thing as a comedian to have poured your entire everything into an occupation that some fucking diseased bat could just wipe out, if that isn't the biggest joke of all, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait, I've stressed and given up my family and friends for this job that I can't do anymore. You know, I think about, like, what's the beer man doing right now? You know, what's that guy doing right now? What are all these people that have careers that depend on other human beings to be present and around doing around the globe? It's crazy.
Jeez, hookers have to learn how to type.
Yeah, or just get online. Just pay somebody to get online for them.
I didn't think of it's a new delivery system. And you actually helped me when I first did the podcast, when I first did your podcast, because I just started mine. And I spoke to our mutual friend, Jeff Fox. And he said,
Jeff Fox.
He goes, Ryan's a good guy. Talk to him.
By the way, can I say this? I'm going to say this because I get asked all the time. You ask me to. Hacks on Tap. Yes. For those of you who listen to Hacks on Tap, yes, that is my voice. And I was telling Adam, my producer, Jeff Fox, who works with us as well, said, hey, would you do this VO for me? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll pay a call. I'm like, I don't need any money. Whatever. It's for you. I'll do this for you. I had no idea. And I'm saying I should do better research. I didn't look up anything. I just read this thing. It could have been for some, who the hell knows? I knew if it was coming from Jeff, it was all right.
Jeff's not going to knock on the door. And go, listen, this is giving opiates to children. We need your voice.
Yeah, right. But Hacks on Tap. That's me. I get it a lot now.
I heard
no idea how popular
I was listening to the other day. I went, oh, I know that motherfucker.
Yeah. Now, where the hell were we?
Oh, no, but I said when
Jeff,
when I asked you the podcast and the control about how we can't do our jobs now because of the audience, but this is the new delivery system. This is the new.
It has to be for now, right?
We're all locked up.
Yeah.
You know, in this.
These are the only human interactions I really have outside of my family that I've been with. This is it. I go home. I stay there. I don't do anything. There's not. I mean, LA is a place where you can't do much anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like Texas or even down in Orange County where they're 25% open. You can go in places down there. So I found out about myself that I guess I'm more of extrovert than I thought I was. But I'm still at that point, the type of person where I'm comfortable going out to dinner by myself and being around it. I don't need to be in it.
Yeah.
Which is what stand-up really is anyway. I'm not intimately having conversations with these people in the audience. We're entertaining a crowd of 400, 500, whatever it is, and then we're leaving. We don't really, other than a meet and greet with anyone, which now you can't do those anyway. Yeah. You're not getting to really know those people. So this way, they get to know you. And then through the Patreons, I'm getting to know a lot of them. But I realized that I am more social than I thought I was. But I have my I guess distance and boundary, well said, when I'm out there in that. Like, I'm still quiet.
Well, it's also, let me ask you this. There's also it's not that it's a chore, but there's a work aspect of I'm doing my job, and my job is to present my art, my artistic, my act to you to make you laugh. There's an energy exchange, and
it's also the heroine for stand-up is the immediate response. Good or bad, immediate reaction. This, like, we're recording a couple weeks ahead, so there is no response until this goes out.
There is if you're off mic. Get on the mic.
Yeah, you're going to hear that shit, bro.
No, but my next question was, do you find this satisfying, the conversation and putting together a good show? I do too.
Here's the thing. Even during normal times, this was my favorite shit. This is why I like these type of interview shows. I like this. But I will tell you what's turned the corner for me, and I know you could probably feel it shift with me too, was this homeschool shit. When homeschool hit, look, my first job is as a father and to keep my family healthy and thriving, as all parents need to do right now. And, we have a governor who just went to fucking dinner for his friend's 50th birthday party, whose kids are in school, has no idea how the rest of us down here are fucking living and trying to still have full-time jobs while still homeschooling. Now, my daughter, this is my problem. It's not a boohoo thing. This is just my situation. Everyone has theirs. My daughter's 6, so she's learning how to read. She isn't 10, 8, where she can sit there on her own and do what she needs to do. It's have a helper nearby, have an adult nearby. They're kindergartners. So half the week I am on Zoom classes helping her I'm a teacher's assistant. Yeah. And I feel for the teachers because, the ignorance of anyone the ignorance of these politicians to think anyone can do a teacher's job is just, it's arrogant, it's ignorant, it's absurd. Yeah. These are universities for 4 years they go to learn this shit, and we're just supposed to be able to do a teacher's job. Like, no, I can't, and I don't want to, and nor should I. So I got caught.
You're not qualified.
I'm not qualified.
Daddy taught me how to roll this.
Yeah, I'm not qualified. I wasn't good at the old math. Y'all went and changed it, and now I don't know how to teach the new math. I don't know how any of this works.
What'd you do with the remainder? What's the remainder?
Where's your one? You didn't carry the one? What are you talking about?
Do I got to do everything? All right, let me pick up the one.
It's fucked me up. It has put me behind so far in life. I've got the 2 shows I'm doing now, plus 3 new ones, plus the post-production on these things and notes and working with Ash. Like, we're just cranking, and there's days where I'm like, I can't even get back to that right now because I'm in fucking homeschool hell. Yeah. And I snapped a little bit the other day, and then I didn't know my daughter's mic wasn't on mute, but she's like, Dad, I don't like this. I go, you know what? I'm with you, and I support it. I don't like it either. Homeschool sucks. It sucks. But you know what, Stella? We got to do it. We're not those people. We're going to do it because we need to do it, and that's it. But you're right. It sucks. And I hear this, Stella, please make sure your microphone's on mute. And I said, Stella. She started laughing. I was like, motherfucker. I feel like she baited me in on. She has never not had that mic on mute. Oh. But I did. I snapped on him a little bit.
Well, it's you have to juggle all the balls. Like, look, I'll show you the text. Dude, fucking homeschool. I can't do shit. And having that pressure, that comes back to control. You have to control it, and you don't have the expertise to control this.
And I'm fortunate that I did invest in myself where I have a studio, because now it's like,
you're going somewhere to work. At least you get that
I do get to leave to do that. But before, if you're at someone else's network or you're in someone else's studio, you have to go at the time they say they have available.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that having homeschooling. You know, I have to, this half of the week, it's gone. I can't do shit day or night. If I do, I got to pay a tutor and a sitter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I'm starting to hemorrhage money. I'm not at a place right now financially where I could afford a tutor every fucking day. I can't do it. They're not cheap anyway. And who wants to come over and tutor your fucking kid during the goddamn coronavirus?
Yeah, it is, what's she comfortable with?
Right.
You know what? Yeah, this I didn't realize how much I have been in and out of my house because my wife runs the house. You were at the house.
Yeah, I love your place.
I can't. That ain't me.
You just live there.
I just went, here's a check.
You
Looks
stay
nice.
there.
I come to visit my shit. I kiss my wife.
Yeah.
I go out and I talk about my dick to strangers for cash. I come home.
Sir, it's the truth.
Everything runs. She's beautiful. Then at night I lay in bed going, how are you not appreciating this? And then the panic attack's like, remember me?
Yeah.
So, so I got all this, but now that I'm home, I realized that I'm noticing a bunch of shit and I'm looking around and I fucked up. I said, honey, you do it this way. What if you do it like, and I got the look and I just went, look, I know how busy you are. I'll just tell myself to go fuck myself. So it's one less thing you got to do.
Yeah.
So then I leave and I go for every afternoon. I have to put structure. I found structure and order helps the crazy.
Dude, that's what I'm lacking right now. That's what's giving me anxiety now is I'm a very structured person. I like da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And right now also with the way these income streams work, it's, you know, if you get something from merch, that's 30 days. If it's a sponsor, it's up to 90 days. If it's YouTube, it's this. So you can't even fucking figure out where the hell, you know, then you got your sound exchanges and your, you know, this album and this, and it's good to have this stuff coming, but you can't even, I just got to stop saying you, but budget. Because I don't know when the fuck it's coming, where it's coming from, how much it is. If is a great fucking point, you know. So everyone's got their problems with their jobs right now, and as you know, we are not exempt at all.
No,
obviously.
but we're all in the same boat together.
Yes,
and I need them to rerun some fucking movies, baby.
But I also, you asked me, I find this therapeutic. I find it relieving. I find it consoling. I mean, I get to sit and talk to people, and it's nice, you know. We're not that I'm not enjoying talking about this because I haven't for a while. We don't just sit and talk about the coronavirus. Like, people are coming in here, and I think a lot of people are even more in touch with that shit right now because they've got so much fucking free time. You know?
Yeah, that was the other thing is now that I feel more pressure with all this free time to create stuff. So I'm reading, I'm writing, I'm trying to keep, again, the revenue streams. I got my new album came out. That did great, so I'm still plugging that. And I'm reading that Shakespeare wrote King Lear during a pandemic. I wrote 6 dick jokes. One of them has a mask on.
That's very thespian of you.
And I'm like, what am I accomplishing? What am I going to come out of here with? Now I got the pressure to that. I needed to read that fucking thing. But we also have to keep doing what we do. You know, like I still go to, this actually happened. You go to therapy on Zoom?
No, I haven't done Zoom. Have you? Yeah, a couple friends of mine have, yeah.
So now it became more.
I mean, the HoneyDew with y'all is my therapy on Zoom. Subscribe today.
There you go. That's it. Anytime you work in a plug like that, you're seamless.
$5 a month, but if you sign up for a year, save them off a month of plus of free episodes.
See that?
Yeah.
That's great. I go to therapy on Zoom, and it's more of a, because he used to go in there, and I've seen this guy for years. Now it's more of an intimate experience for me because I'm in his home. So he's talking to me. I'm looking at Zoom, and I start thinking, he didn't read those fucking books.
All the ones behind him.
Yeah, the books. And I'm like, he's got a 4K in his office. I'm paying this guy way too much. So, yeah, look at that. He took the fucking kids to Disneyland last year. Is that when I was having my heart attacks? I see the fucking date on that screen. No wonder I couldn't get you. So I'm looking at this thing, and he's talking to me, and I internalize everything. So I beat myself up, and I react rather than respond. So it's just that emotional thing. Now I've learned that reaction is valid, that instinct is valid on stage. and it's valid in acting, but it's in your life. You want to come from choice, and you want to choose how you want to be, and that defines your character, all that shit, right? So I'm talking to him, and in the middle of it, he said, "Adam, the key to your therapy is to come from choice, like we discussed." And at that moment, his wife yells, "Marty, the dog shit on the stairs again!"
What's your choice, Marty?
Marty goes like this.
What are you going to do, Marty?
Excuse me. He covers the camera and he goes, "I'm working, Rita! The shovel and the bucket are in the laundry room. Give me a freaking break, please." Adam Anger's corrosive.
Corrosive. Let's take a quick break and tell you about our first sponsor, Manscaped. Now listen up, fellas. 2020 sucked. It's almost the new year, which means new balls with our sponsor, Manscaped. Manscaped is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, offering precision-engineered tools for your family jewels and helping 2 million men all over the world get rid of hair on their balls. If you let yourself go in 2020, I don't blame you. But while we're in quarantine, Manscaped is here for you to reboot and stay clean and shaved in 2021. You know, 2020 for me, I got to say a lot of not so great things happened, like for all of you. But man, homeschooling's been the worst. All right, I need a fresh start, and Manscaped is here to give you a fresh start in 2021 with their Perfect Package 3.0 that has all the right tools for the job. Come out of quarantine with clean balls thanks to the Lawnmower 3.0. This waterproof and skin-safe trimmer will reduce nicks to your two best friends. The third-generation trimmer even has a light to give you the glow-up you need in 2021. It's also time to freshen up down there this new year. The Crop Preserver is an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You always put deodorant on your armpits. Why the hell aren't you putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body, your ball bag? And for the on-the-go freshness, you'll love the Crop Reviver Ball Toner Spray. Who doesn't need to revive their balls? 2020 was awful, so make sure your boys are refreshed and ready for new beginnings in 2021. Manscaped even threw in their Shed travel bag to keep all your goodies stored comfortably. And speaking of comfort, the Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs are also included and are hands down the best underwear you will ever wear. A guy with hairy balls is like the year 2020. Don't be that guy. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code HoneyDew at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code HoneyDew at manscaped.com. Again, 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code HoneyDew. Happy New Year to your balls. Our next sponsor is Upstart. Now, there's a lot of economic chatter right now about the state of the market. Is it recovering? How long will it take? Have we seen the worst? But if you are struggling to pay off high-interest credit card debt, you cannot wait for those answers. You need to take action. And now with Upstart, there's actually something you can do today to help fight off high-interest credit card debt. Upstart is the revolutionary online lending platform that knows you're more than just a credit score. Unlike other lenders, Upstart can reward you based on your job history in the form of a smarter rate. Upstart lets you skip going to the bank because it's completely online. They offer loans from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000, so you can consolidate your debt into one easy fixed rate payment, okay? Upstart makes it fast and simple to check your rate, and since it's just a soft pull, it will not affect your credit score. The hard pull happens if you accept your rate and proceed with your application. And the best part is if the loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day. Over 500,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards or meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt and get back to using your money your way with Upstart. Listen, I know a lot of you are using Upstart. You've hit me up about it, and you hear me promoting it. They're great, okay? If you're on the fence, I'm telling you, try it out. You can see why Upstart has over 6,000 five-star reviews on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/honeydew to find out how low your Upstart rate can be. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes. Listen, upstart.com/honeydew. Our next sponsor is RAYCON. So here's another way 2020 has thrown us for a loop, the holidays, right? Lots of my go-to gifts are non-starters this year. There's no sporting events. There's no concerts. There's no dining out. And after everything that's happened this year, I want to get everyone on my list a gift that will actually make them go, hey, thanks, I needed this. I'm actually going to use this. My silver bullet gift idea, RAYCON wireless earbuds. Look, a lot of you have hit me up. You've gotten them and you love them. I love them. I've used them for, a couple years now. I travel with them. I'm walking with them, exercising when I can with them. and just using them around the house, cleaning, everything. They're great. With seamless Bluetooth pairing and a comfortable noise isolating fit, you can start listening right out of the box and keep listening for hours. The audio quality is amazing. It's comparable to what you get from other premium brands, except Raycon start at half the price. Best of all, this is something they can use for calls or music, for work or play at home or on the go. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And if they already have a pair of wireless earbuds, you always need a spare. All right, Raycon's being very generous for the holidays, so on top of their everyday great prices, they're offering my listeners 15% off right now. So go to buyraycon.com/honeydew today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/honeydew. buyraycon.com/honeydew. Now, let's get back to the do.
I felt so much better after that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. But that's the thing, is to keep going. We were talking before we turned the mics on about doing gigs and stuff. I had so much fun at this gig in Pennsylvania. It was outdoors. It was cold. Everyone showed up in their own hood, their jackets.
People want it. They're
They
hungry
set
to be
a tent,
entertained.
a heater.
Yeah,
I'm
they
on
are.
stage. They made a plywood stage. I put my heart into that fucking show, and I had a great time. People were hugging. Human beings overcoming together. I'm grateful that I have the capacity not only to notice that, but to let that in and to enjoy that and to give back to that energy. So that's one of the things I look for in that, in what we're going through now. And it helps. It helps if you can identify positive and allow it in, because I wouldn't allow it in. One, I felt I didn't deserve it, and two, I didn't trust it. Italians don't. We don't.
I just talked about all the guilt. You've got all the family bullshit thrown on top of Catholic guilt. I mean, all the guilt of don't touch yourself, don't do this, don't. And it's like, man, and I someone asked me, it was my guest Chelsea Skidmore. She said, "Do you still pray?" And I said, "I don't anymore."
Okay.
But I used to. I used to pray every night when I was in bed. But mostly because I felt like if I didn't pray, then all my dead relatives, my dad, my grand, I would be letting them down. I would somehow not be sending this blessing to overlook them and keep them protected in this heaven or wherever the fuck they are.
You were coming from fear.
Yes.
You were coming from lack.
And guilt, all of it.
Oh, it's all guilt.
All of it. But fear of letting them down, or this bullshit that you carry for years and years and years. And I don't mean to say that religion is, but for me it's what it became, and I just couldn't take the I needed something to be connected to that was greater than myself. My wife taught me that. I looked at her and I just went, holy shit. I better lock this up before this kid changes her mind. Yeah. So I felt connected to something greater than myself. But did you grew up a Catholic kid, right?
Oh, yeah.
But did you go to church a lot, or were you holidays?
Here's the thing. My father sat me down, right? And he never liked herd mentality. He never liked mob mentality. He never liked that at all. But he was a practicist, my father. He said, listen, you've been baptized, you made your confirmation, you made your first communion. All your paperwork's done?
Yeah, I got it too. I got all my in case. Just
in case. We got it covered.
Yeah.
All right? If you want to go to church, you can go on Sunday. I'll be here watching football.
Adios. Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
But what I'm discovering when I set out on my own, I started meditating because with the panic attacks came they put me on meds. Yeah. So now I'm on meds. It was funny. I go to see the shrink. He goes, "What are your symptoms?" I go, "My symptoms are this." What do you got for that?
What do you got for that? Oh, shit.
So they give you the Xanax at night. Going,
it's 5 o'clock. Adam gets his pill.
Which is nice. I make it to 5 o'clock. And then they gave me the antidepressants, which is fucking horrible. I threw them away. And I met my wife, and I remember thinking to myself, this woman makes me feel better than these fucking pills. So whatever that's working, I'll go there. So I was medicated and stuff, and I knew it wasn't right. So I had to throw all that stuff away and learn how to meditate, to just get control of the mind, because I realized it was the mind.
That's it.
And get control of the thoughts and disconnect from the thoughts. So
that's what I learned. Yep. You're just letting your mind run away from itself.
Yeah.
Yes. And like, whoa.
Yeah. It's, you know what it's like? I always liken it to when I was you watch your thoughts but you're sitting there looking at your thoughts, going, "Look at these fucking idiots."
Yeah.
You just let them wander around. But I didn't know not to identify with my thoughts, not to go into the thoughts. So when I have that separation now with meditation, and in studying to get better, and in reading text and stuff, I went back to the quotes that they try to teach me in Catholicism, and I realized, oh, it's the way you fucking taught it to me that made me feel bad, and it was, he's dead, your fault.
Yeah, he did this for you.
Yeah,
he died for your
like,
sins.
and
I'm like, what did I do?
What did I do?
Play Little League this week. That's what I'm talking about.
Like Jesus is gonna do this.
That's a lot.
You happy now,
Yeah,
Sickler?
you motherfucker.
You fucked it up for everybody. We told you not to touch it. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. This is on you.
Oh my God!
But in reaching that stuff and realizing, like you said, future thought and stuff, and doom, and then the depression from looking back in the past and regret, I read something that really just where it took me out of the anger I had towards the way it was taught to me. Is if the lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. We all learn. But that's future. Lead us not.
It is future.
That's future, and delivers from evil is past. I'm like, oh,
There's
fuck.
no present.
Stop with the stories and just tell me.
What is the? I feel like there was this addendum to the
What?
Our Father that I never really knew, but I would hear it at other Catholic churches. But it was not. It's Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. The kingdom come. What we've done, our sins, give us daily bread. Forgive us our sins, give us.
Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil.
And then what is it? For thine is the power, and there's there. You know what I'm talking about?
For thine is is that the King James one?
I don't know. There's like this
Anytime
extra
you're into
one.
thines and shit.
Yes.
Thous and thines?
Yeah,
that's King James.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It was always this.
I always went like this.
What Catholic church y'all go to?
Our Father who's in heaven, Harold is his name. I thought his name was Harold. I did.
Harold is
Jesus H. Christ. H stands for Harold.
Dude, if you're not saying that on stage, you fucking.
I am now. I mean, but that was true.
You need to.
My father goes, Jesus H. Christ. I go, that's Harold. It stands for Harold.
It says it right there in the prayer we say every Sunday.
Oh, I was church was terrifying for me because I didn't understand it, and I thought everyone else did.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck.
It's so somber. It's so serious.
Yeah.
It's so boring for a kid.
And to understand, and the need to, like, don't you feel Jesus?
No. I got to turn around and shake this sweaty guy's hand behind
Yeah.
me and fucking tell him my name. It used to make
Peace
me
be
nervous.
with you, and wash your ass. But I didn't, when I started meditating and then just reading about what that is, because what helped me was the breakdown that someone taught to me was the human condition is suffering. Welcome.
Yeah.
Negative thoughts causes the suffering. Remove the thoughts, remove the suffering. Meditation is the key to do it. I'm like, oh, it's a practice. It's like going to the gym. I can separate now. So now in looking back, now I was like, oh, that's what that means. So I put down my resentment towards the fact that I didn't get it, and I thought this was all my fault. And I disconnected from the control issues of any organized thing. Makes you behave a certain way to fulfill an agenda. And I could look at it from a place of, oh, that's what that meant, before it was twisted and taught to me the way it was. So there's an appreciation for it, which I think helps.
So tell me your worst attack. What was it like, and where were you? What was happening?
I was getting them on.
Sorry, real quick. Your first one started, you said, around 30.
I was about 30.
And then how often were they coming after?
Well,
that?
this was during a time where I wasn't where I was supposed to be, but I didn't know that until I looked back.
Yep.
So inside,
Very well said.
Yeah, someone was looking like, I'm going to keep knocking till you open his door.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live our lives going forward, and we learn by looking back. And I didn't know that. I thought you're supposed to know this thing as you were going. It's like friends our age. I got a friend of mine. He's our age. He's dating a 22-year-old girl. He's like, I don't think it's going to work out. I go, stop thinking. It's not going to work out.
It's not. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Accept it. It's not going to work out. He's like, but I have feelings for you. I said, it's cute. It's not going to work out. He's like, why? I said, you're at the point in your life where you're talking about the past, and this lady doesn't
She's got
have
her
one.
whole life ahead
She
of
don't
her.
have a past. Her past was breakfast. After you get past,
She's got everything to look forward to. Your shit's over, bro. Oh,
you're on the back nine, and her story was, I had the oatmeal instead of the eggs.
Yeah, that is the truth.
That's it. So in being able to look back and go, oh, that's why that happened, and that's why that was happening to me, or that's why I didn't notice what was going on, is a better way of doing it. And what I learned was with lack of control, but there's a place to sit where you can observe that now. And I flicker in and out of it. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't have to respond to the stimulus. I can go, oh, that's what that means. It's like when I talk to my wife. She doesn't want to tell me. She'll tell me about what's going on. I go, she wants to be near me, and this is what it's about. I don't have to solve it because I'm fixing everything. And when I'm in that mode, I'm like, give me the bottom line, baby. I got to paint, move, buy something. What is it you need? Yeah. She just wants to hear the story. She wants to connect with the story. So that helped me a great deal and I can enjoy my wife more.
How long you been married?
Jeez. It's got to be almost 12, 15 years.
Wow,
12,
all right.
12 years. Yeah. Something like, because we lived together before that. So it's like it's all a blur after a while.
Yeah.
And then there's the markers in your life. Like my dad, I think we talked about my dad last time I was here, and he got ill and he died. So I know that he got ill in 2006. He died in 2010, and that's the marker. But we've been together so long that what happens with me, with my wife, now knowing this, there's a whole new appreciation for it. I'm like, oh, okay, and she does the podcast with me. So now she's creating with me, and it's, if you can get to that point of appreciation, not only in a relationship, but in life, it makes these times a little more, not palatable, but easier not to conquer, but a little less fearful and more like, all right, what can I make out of this?
I mean, that's, mostly it was the confusion at the beginning of all this.
Yeah.
Of, is this going to be a month, 2? Mm-hmm. They didn't know what the fuck was going on.
They still don't know.
They still don't know. So at some point you got to, grab yourself and be like, all right, what are we going to do here?
Yeah.
How can we fucking do it?
Yeah.
And
I tell them why we got to keep going.
That's it.
We got to eat today. Why? We got to shit tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And you just keep going. And this is actually like, because I know you have to be strong for your daughter, and you do. I've talked to you before. You're like, I'm going to take care of this motherfucker. So I'm not going to have the child that I had.
No.
Your job was to give her a better.
Yes.
A better one. And I do that with my wife. I see her when she's spinning, and she sees me when I'm spinning. So when I said, honey, look, people have lived through these things before, and we're going to be those people. This is just what we're going to do. The money's going to come, money's going to go. We have to have confidence in our ability to overcome, and I love you. Then I go in the bathroom, I shut the door, I look in the mirror, and I go, I don't know what I'm doing! How long is this shit going to go on? Fuck.
Yeah. I have those private moments. The shower's a good spot for that.
The shower's like they can't hear the tears over the water.
Yeah.
You going for a walk? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I've been saying I've developed a weed smoking habit on top of my weed smoking habit. Whew.
I got my afternoon, my weed walk. I make sure I got my work day done. Mm-hmm. And then it just, I allow myself time to decompress. And I go a magic hour, like sunset's a little earlier now, so I walk down to the beach because by the beach it's beautiful. All right, get your ass back to work. I go back to work. Yeah, but you got to take the time to empty the machine out. Otherwise, the panic attack, any chink in the armor, that anxiety is going to rush in and blow it all up. So if you can not control, but observe your thoughts. I don't know if I told you. You know what helped me is I changed the word think to notice. Because think makes you identify with your thoughts. I think there's an ownership, tone, and kind of command to that word. I think, me. You know what I noticed? Notice puts you back.
So you're observing.
So you're observing it. The word notice.
Versus actively thinking and you're watching something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't have to. Notice gives you that half a beat to connect to it from choice.
So give me an example.
All right. I noticed that he's always angry. Or, you know what? I think that guy's always angry. He's an asshole. I noticed that guy's always
an
angry.
asshole.
I noticed he's an asshole.
Dude, that's such a better way to say something, right? Just, hey, I noticed you're an asshole.
Yeah, I noticed you're an asshole.
Instead of I think you're an asshole.
I think you're an asshole. No, I notice you're an asshole.
That is such a better way to insult somebody. Oh, I'm at 47. I'm throwing that in my arsenal.
There you
know
go.
what? I noticed you're an asshole.
Yeah. Have you ever picked up on this? It
I'm
just struck
noticing
me.
something.
I happen to notice you're an asshole. I've never seen this before.
Dude, that is so good.
Is this new?
Sure.
Have you done something with your hair? No, I think you're an asshole. I'm just.
Oh God. Oh man, that is fucking God. I can't wait. I might randomly upset somebody today. Just use it on them to get it out of my system. I can't wait to say it.
Yeah.
I had a whole thing yesterday. I have not popped off on somebody in quite a while. Even with stupidity, whatever. Yesterday, I'm at the drive-thru. I get a large unsweetened iced tea. That's all I'm getting, and I'm at the pay window, and they got the guy at the. He must have had a special order. They said pull up to that space right there, but he's right in front of me, and I can see he's having words with a young kid that works there.
Right.
And the kid's like, whatever, and he walks away, and I hear that guy in the car. He's got a Jeep Cherokee. He goes, what's your name? And then the kid doesn't say anything. So I get my drink, and I'm about to pull out, and this dude backs up, and he pulls within an inch of me. So I can't move.
Right.
And the drive-through window's right here. I can't get out of my car to go. I would literally have to climb into the passenger seat to go out that door to come around, which I didn't think looked very masculine, to be honest with you. If I see the dude do that, I don't know if I'd be threatened. Or the other way around. Coming across. Tripping on the seatbelt out of the... Move your car, goddamn.
That's a damn child. Struggling to get out like a clown.
I was
going
like,
to
I'm
work.
stuck here. And I'm going, move your fucking truck.
Okay.
And the guy's not moving. I'm like, move your fucking truck, dude. I got to go move. And he's like, I asked for the manager. I go, you can pull over there and talk to the fucking manager. So then the manager comes to the window. She's like, what's going on? I go, this asshole has blocked me in. I can't leave. I just want to fucking go. He's like, I want the manager to go, move your fucking truck. And I'm blowing the horn and shit, but I can't get out. I can't do anything. And then finally, I'm like, get out. Are you the manager? She goes, yeah. I'm like, get out there and deal with this dude.
Yeah.
So she goes out and makes him leave. And I just pull up and he's got his window down. I go, hey. And he looks at me. I go, I don't know what's going on here, but I can tell you're the fucking problem. And I just drove away. But I wish I could have said, hey, you know what? I noticed you're an asshole. I wish I had that yesterday. I wish I had that yesterday. That is such a... I feel like people have to process that for a minute. Like, wait, he noticed.
What is it? What is
so
it
good.
about me that you've noticed that triggered that response? I had a guy.
Oh God!
I had a guy the other day. It was a guy. It was a woman, and she was driving, and there was a guy next to him. And I was coming out of the bank, so the car's here. There's no directional on. And so this lane is open. And I had to make a right turn. So, it's not a marked street, and there's no light. Wilshire, when you hit the wrong side street on Wilshire, there's no light. And you're like, fuck, I'm here for a day now.
Yep.
I'm here for an hour and a half. So I'm here. So I go this way. They were making a right, but she didn't have a directional on. So I just did this. I inched down. I made the right, and she went to do it. I guess she didn't know I was there because it was a blind spot. But I had no indication that that's where she was going. Pull up to the light. I'm in this lane. Now she's here. So she's here, and I'm here. And she's through my passenger window. She rolls down the window. She goes, really sweet move. She's yelling at me. She's like, you know what? And she's an older lady. She goes, would you do that if your mother was in the car? And I went, my mother knows how to fucking drive. Her eyes. And the guy sitting next to her,
You love it.
he went like this. He went, oh, you can see. He didn't want to laugh. He didn't want to laugh. But he was like,
Tell her again. Say it again. I'm a hostage.
I actually felt bad because she thought it was just some civilian. She wasn't like,
She had no idea.
She had no idea. We're who we are.
Oh my God, dude.
You know, because that you know what that is? That's the response. That was, I didn't think about that line. That was just a heckler. Boom.
Boom.
You're done.
Yeah.
That's it. And then the guilt comes in after that.
The guilt that you could have said some better shit. Why didn't I say this?
Fuck.
Why did I say that?
My timing was that far off. I got 6 other lines that are better right now.
I wish I could have pulled up to that guy yesterday and just said, hey, you know what? I know you're a real asshole.
Yeah.
I can't. I might call my brother and say it today. Just to get it out.
This just
I want to put that into my fucking vocabulary.
That's funny. So what's the answer? Do we have one?
To what?
Feeling better?
I mean, look, whatever. Here's what I honestly think it is. Whatever works for you, whether it's therapy, meditation, both, whether it's walks,
Yeah.
you know, whether it's fucking long drives. I don't know.
I
don't
like
know
to drive.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know what the answer is for each person, but you know, the answer is you got to keep moving forward. You can't let the fear hold you back. You can't cancel flights and work and opportunity because you fear something that isn't even happening. You know, for me too, I would have to. The good thing I found out was that I'm further ahead than I thought I was. She's like, look, if you can rationalize with yourself, you're already way ahead of most people. If you can sit there and go, okay, look, you're on an escalator. You're going to be, you know, she's like, you're so far ahead. But, you know, figuring out what it is, why it happens, and then moving forward is the only thing you can do. If it's medication, it's medication.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm not shitting on that.
No, I know you're not. I'm just saying.
It just wasn't right for me.
Right. I had taken some before a while ago, and I took it for like 6 months, and there was nothing. There was no change, and I got off of it. So, but you know, I'm not opposed to it.
No, I tried them all. In fact, I have ADD. Did you notice?
No.
Okay.
A little bit.
But when they gave me it was Adderall. It wasn't Ritalin. Because I went, and it's not like I think I have it. Halfway through the test, I couldn't focus. The doctor's like, "Yeah, I think you got it."
You got it.
So he gave me the prescription, and it's counterintuitive because it's amphetamine, and it fucking expensive. It was $120. I'm like,
a month?
No, $120 for this prescription for this thing he gave me. I said, what? He goes, I said, it says salt-based amphetamine. He goes, yeah. I said, I can go to Port Authority and get a bag of whites for $30.
A bag of whites.
Yeah. What is this shit? You know, I don't need a fancy thing. So the counterintuitiveness of the amphetamine, you know, it just worked for my ADD. It focused you. And when I got a panic attack, the last one I got was on Top Gear. And that afternoon, I drove a Ferrari.
Yeah, tell me about this. So how are you not getting panic attacks on that show with the speed and the danger and all
well,
this?
Well, it's that didn't trigger it for me. I don't think I was evolved as you, knowing the triggering incidents. It was more of a free-floating thing. So that's the issue is I'm sure there is a triggering incident, but my awareness isn't there yet, so I don't know. So we're shooting. I think we were Utah somewhere. Something triggered it at night. It usually happens when I go to sleep. So I can't sleep. So I get up. As soon as I try to fall asleep, the fight or flight mechanism kicks in, and I got to get up. And, you know, I'm like the guy at Boogie Nights, you know. You want to play some baseball?
Yeah.
A Chinese guy throwing off firecrackers.
Yeah.
So I'm tweaked out. So we got to shoot this thing where I'm in an F12 Berlinetta Ferrari. I got to do a speed run. It's 212 mile an hour car, I think. I've never gone 200 miles an hour. Fastest I've gone to that point was $180 in a
what was that?
Lamborghini Superleggera.
Okay.
The Gallardo Superleggera. So I got this right. It's fucking stunning, this car. And I'm doing a speed run. And I hit, as I'm doing it, I'm talking to the camera, I'm going through the gears, and this fucking thing is just this thing is just sex on wheels, baby. And it just unleashed. And I remember sitting going, come on, get up and run. And it just started taking up. Around $140, car starts getting light. You can feel it coming up. And I'm calm. Ryan, I don't know what it was, the adrenaline, whatever it was, I was just calm, and I just kept pushing it, and I hit around $187, and my ass sensed the speed wobble, which is like, dead. Yeah. So I hit $188, and I ran out of run. There was a brake cone. They put a cone up where you have to start braking here because you're going to run out of, hit the brake cone at 188. I wanted to go 200, but Couldn't get there.
188.
188. And I was the adrenaline rush calmed me down. So I made a mental.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
If you were a passenger in that car.
Shit myself.
Yeah.
Would have shit myself.
I feel like the control aspect of my hands on that wheel and foot on the gas would make me feel better than sitting next to you while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Even if you were a NASCAR driver and overqualified to do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're right. But you made
a mental note, you said.
The adrenaline calmed me down. So I don't know what.
So you telling me I should jump out of the fucking plane?
Let's get a car.
I'm just going to parachute up to the front midway.
I notice you need to swim with
Listen,
sharks.
I ain't going all the way to Jersey. I'm going to St. Louis.
This is good. This is good right here. See you on the ground.
I got a squirrel suit and shit.
Love you, Night Pants Nation.
I'm out.
Yeah, no. So I noticed that adrenaline does. So maybe it's a wiring thing. Maybe you're counterintuitive. I don't know. I haven't gotten any since.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. So you've had a handful of them, but you haven't gotten any since what? Since how long?
Since that, I'll say 2015, 16.
So
we
4
might have been there
years.
about 4 years. I haven't gotten any since. My meditation is kicked in because what I've learned, because I started, like you're on the road late at night, Wayne Dyer, a bald guy, comes on and tells you, if you breathe right, you'll get a series. You can manifest shit. So that's how I started. And then I realized that, it's that wanting, it's that needing, it's that self-seeking and achievement for salvation. There's no achievement in salvation. There's a temporary healing. There's a temporary sugar high. Now I'm this.
Well said, yeah.
But it ain't going anywhere. It's not built on anything. So the key is not to want that. They're nice, and you want to do the best you can for your family and experience life, whatever it is. A buddy of mine told me, here's fear, here's love. Life happens in the fucking middle of it. There's no end. Which part of the pole are you on?
Yeah. And I mean, even if you defeat the dragon, slay the dragon, so to speak, it doesn't mean that in 5 years that motherfucker's going to be like,
there's another fucking dragon.
Yeah, there's another one. It had a baby.
Yeah. There's no
exactly.
end to it. There's the
not.
enjoyment you can have in the moment and what is important in that moment.
That's
and
it.
it's moments like this that makes those scary ones better. I'll leave here. Like, I got to go to work after this. I got an interview after this. I'm going to take this energy. I'm going to have a great time.
Me, same.
I'm going to just...
I always walk out of here feeling great.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just listening to other people and be like, man, glad I'm not that motherfucker.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that guy should stay away from sharp objects.
Well, brother, thank you for coming on.
Good
It's
to
always
see
a
you, baby.
pleasure.
Always good to see
Again,
you.
please plug, promote everything.
The Adam Ferrara podcast. I'm very proud of it. Please check it out wherever you get your podcasts. My new album is called "It's Scary in Here." I'm very grateful it debuted #1 on iTunes. God knows where it is now, but it jumped up there. And the HoneyDew podcast is one of my favorites, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Well,
for
thank
having
you,
me,
brother.
baby.
You're welcome anytime. And as always, Ryan Sickler on all social media, ryansickler.com. We'll talk to you all next week.